How am I this scared?
Okay, you're probably wondering, how did I get into this mess? Let's go back to the beginning of the week. It's Monday, I'm in Long Beach, California, and after stepping in the Pacific Ocean, I began a 3,000-mile run across the country, hopefully ending in Long Beach, New York.
Jason has hit the road. It's kind of all feels very surreal. I'm not gonna lie, like it kind of doesn't feel like it's really happening.
My goal is to connect with as many men as possible along this journey to answer one question. What does it truly mean to be a man? In a few months, I'll be a father, and this question is on the top of my mind, so I'm running to explore the answer. So far, so good.
Change is easy to see when you have a result. You're like, oh yeah, things have changed. Rarely do you see that in the process of, and I'm just curious, I'm talking to Jason 3 months from now, how will you see the world different? What will you see different?
I'd barely made it out of Long Beach when I met a new friend. This is Michael, and when I told him about this project, he was stoked. He has a teenage son who's wrestling with the same thing that I am. What is masculinity, and what does it really mean to be a man?
In our day and age, like we have the language toxic masculinity, so there's not a lot of kind of positive language around masculinity.
Yeah.
It's just not a lot of encouraging messages coming to men.
As Michael expressed his concerns about the world his son is growing up in, it reminded me of a conversation I had back home in Colorado just last week. This is Sean, he's my neighbor, but he also teaches sex education to high schoolers.
And we're talking about those things, it's like I feel like the boys think we're like they're in trouble already. You can't do this, or like you shouldn't be drinking because like you're gonna do something wrong. And like I feel like that's the message like they're hearing right now.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to like, hey, like you guys like aren't in trouble and you're not bad people, but like how do you navigate this world and like be respectful to potential partners? And they feel like there's this like backlash that like all men are bad or like terrible people. Where do you think they will learn? Where's that coming from? I mean, social media. I think it like got to a point where it's like all men are bad, which is like not the case.
As I thought about what Sean and Michael had to say, I couldn't help but wonder, how can we change the message that young men are hearing? After this, Michael offered to pray for me to send me on my way.
And I actually just pray that it would also be a journey of unity, of figuring out what does it mean to bring people together over conversations rather than division over conversations. Bless him, Lord. Amen.
Oh man, that's incredible.
With that, I was back on the road, but our conversation stuck with me. After all, in 4 months, I'll be a father myself.
Levi, my little baby, almost 5 months in my wife's belly right now. What do I want Levi to learn? I think one of the things is doing hard things can help you grow. It doesn't matter what it is. For me, it's running. Anything physical, whether it's mental, whether it's whatever. I just want him to be inspired and know that he can do hard things, and I know that I at least showed him by example. About halfway through the day, hot. That thing is just beating me right there. You win, son.
I ran another 14 miles today for 30 miles total. At the end, I met up with my wife.
Well, that was a harder first day than I thought. I'm just hot. I just know my body very, 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 very well. I'm very happy, but I just know my body well. And my core temperature has just been like higher than it should be for the last like 4 or 5 hours. I just really had different plans for this easy first day, 30 miles. Day 1 in the books. Day 2, today's supposed to be a little hotter, we'll handle that.
I'm in Covina, California today, and I'm supposed to make it 40 miles to Devore Heights.
40 miles that way. I'll race you there.
But before long, the heat really started to slow me down. After 10 miles, it just became too much.
Not even 40 miles into this whole thing. I think I had certain expectations of myself where I was just gonna cruise these first few days and this first week. It's like I'm almost still embarrassing myself, which is weird because that's the world I wanna live in, is to have my little boy grow up and to have other men be able to experience ups and downs and be able to just talk about it and just get them out. That's the whole point of this thing, yo.
And then one of my best friends, Caden, happened to call me.
This thing's barely started and I'm just already like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's all right, dude. Just feel it. It's hot. It's tough. It's brutal, man. It's just a low, dude. It's just a low. They don't last forever.
Caden was bringing me back to a conversation we had just last week with another one of our best friends, Logan.
What are your thoughts like if you get to a place and something happens, for example, or you couldn't run, or maybe you feel like you don't want to keep running?
In every long ultra event, if you don't feel like quitting at some point, you're just probably not going hard enough. I'm already anticipating the fact that I'm going to want to quit, but I'm identifying that as a low and I'll just endure it. I'm very much a ride the highs, endure the lows.
Yeah.
But I anticipate that. I know that they're going to come.
Yeah.
That is completely inevitable. And when they come, I'll welcome them with a warm embrace. I'll call you.
Yeah.
If I feel that way, I'll call you.
Man.
I'll call you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
and I'll feel like I have an empty tank on my back, and I'll take that Logan talk and put it in there and it starts to fuel up. Put the Caden talk in there, it fuels up. For the first time in my life, I feel like in a very positive way that I'm putting other people on my back, and I feel so amazing about it.
California's gonna be tough because it's gonna be hot. That's freaking hard. So just go easy with yourself on California, you know? Like, you're gonna have some days out there. You got this.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Hey, I love you, man.
Love you too, bro.
All right, day 3. We're starting at 4:30 today, which I'm stoked on. It just feels so much better out here.
I'm at mile 9 on day 3, and I feel so much better than mile 9 on day 2. Enduring the lows and riding the highs. And right now I'm having a high.
The high lasted until I hit my first problem of the day.
Classic man stuff here. I didn't want to admit that I was wrong, but I totally blew by my exit by like half a mile.
I suppose there's no map for manhood, and as a man though, you really should map it out. Wrong turns happen, self-correct. Here we go.
I think I had expectations that I would just kind of fly through this first week, maybe this whole trip, never really take a wrong turn. Now that I'm saying that out loud, it sounds pretty dang silly.
On day 4, I was soon out of the mountains and into the high desert. Another hot day.
I bit off way more than I can chew. 45 miles a day is just not going to happen right now. Humble pie making me adapt the plan here, but I'll get stronger.
Encouragement soon came from an unexpected source.
Hey, I was going to ask you a quick question because I appreciate the encouragement.
This is Jacob. He shouted some encouragement at me from the side of the road, and we got to talking. I decided to ask him what it means to be a man.
I think working hard and take care of your children.
Yeah.
That's what I need.
We talked for a while, and it turns out Jacob's just been going through a really difficult time.
You have kids?
Yeah, I have two, but
too.
ever since I've been on here, I can't see them. I'm not a bad like that or anything.
Yeah.
It's just me and my son's brothers. We had disagreements, arguments, and all that.
I mean, you're cried.
Obviously, we didn't solve any of Jacob's problems, but the more I have conversations like this, the more I truly believe there is healing simply through connecting and talking.
I'll be thinking about you, my man.
Thank you.
To be totally honest, that interview with Jacob was such an awakening for me. I think I was starting to feel like this project was about myself, and that was such an amazing reminder. I'm not the center of this universe. There are men out there hurt, men needing conversation. It's really a game changer. It really is.
So even though I only got in 22 miles today, I was reminded of why I wanted to run in the first place. As my wife brought me back to the RV, I didn't yet realize how much I would need that reminder over the coming days. I think I'm just having some regrets. Everything I've always done in my life, I've done really extreme things, but I bring a lot of undue stress to it just because I throw things together and want big things, and I just don't do the proper planning. I was feeling stressed, so I needed to find a way to ground myself.
I just stopped real quick and breathed. Realized I've been listening to my thoughts all day, and I'm always thinking, about the next move, where I'm going to get to, but I just gave myself just a few minutes just to listen to the desert. Some kind of like maybe cricket or some kind of chirping over there. There's a little beetle crawling next to me. Just giving myself time to hear the desert. I think this matters. Just listening, that matters. And my wife, she matters a lot.
Before long, another problem came up. Somewhere on the road between Victorville and Barstow, I started to run out of water, so my wife was gonna have to bring me some.
Now, we just found out the road is closed up here because she's gonna meet me on this very road, but she can't get to it. I might have to go on very little water in the desert for about another 12 miles. I signed up for this.
I'm trying to bring water to Jason because he's like running out. He's pretty much this whole time been on no water, but it's like a no car road, and there were some floods up here. There's like all this police. I'm about to go and see if I can go and talk to a police officer.
Apparently, Nikki talked to the cops at the closure, told them her husband was running across the U.S., needed some water. She's even just walking towards me just to get a little bit of exercise with our dog, so hopefully I get to see her in a second. That puts a smile on my face.
All right, let's find Jason Coney.
Starting route.
Let's go get Daddy.
Finally. There they are.
Ah.
Hi, sweetie. Oh, hi.
Gosh, baby.
You're the best, greatest wife in the world. And then rescued me with salt and
water. Filled with renewed gratitude for my wife, I finished the 34-mile trek to Barstow, the furthest I've gone in a single day. I was feeling pretty good about it, but my most difficult day was yet to come.
Day 6, leaving Barstow, California. Dirt roads again. Just seeing the very first, right there. He's got the whole world in his sun. Well, anyway, first peek of the sun today. It's pretty amazing. Oh, it's getting hard to hold it together out here. I do like hard things, but this is a whole new level, man. My legs are crushing today. I am suffering. Something has to change. This is not working.
I got 13 miles in, but my legs were hurting too badly and the heat was too much to bear. On top of that, I realized I had an even bigger problem on my hands.
I just did not logistically plan this out correctly, or I didn't think about it. For me to come up through where I need to come up through, there's a 60-mile stretch and a 46-mile stretch, and you cannot get the car out there.
The thought of doing a 90-mile stretch in the middle of the desert without my wife being able to reach me to bring me water seemed dang near impossible.
The desert running has been very difficult for me in the day because it's 90 degree and then the heat and all that. So if I run through the night, that's an option. But the way my legs are moving and the way my legs are feeling, what I'm realizing is I'm scared shitless. I'm scared shitless to go out there all night.
How am I this scared?
As I broke down, I started to think about my friends back home.
You're gonna get to a point where you're like, what the am I doing? This sucks. I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
And if you don't have like a real reason to do it, you're just gonna stop.
Well,
that's how I felt on when I got to you on my 100, mile 75 or whatever, I was at the lowest I could have been, just been alone all night long. And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then I got there and I sat down and I saw you and I saw Emily and I was like, you know what? It's okay. Just gonna eat a little food. It's gonna turn around. It's gonna be fine.
So I thought about Michael and his son, and I thought about Jacob. I thought about my wife and my own son. I thought about what it means to be a man and my need to discover that. I thought about the entire reason I'm running in the first place.
All right, day 6 has been broken up into 2 parts.
We decided tonight I'd run as far as I could into the Mojave Desert where my wife could still pick me up. The goal is to cut that 90-mile stretch down as much as possible.
The next 2 days, I'm gonna have to do 45 miles, probably through the night. Tonight should be simple though. I'm gonna stick to the road on the other side of the 15, so.
Love you.
Love you.
In total on day 6, I made it 28 miles to Newberry Springs. With 1 week down, I was 164 miles into my 3,000-mile journey. I think I'm getting stronger though, and hopefully soon I'll be able to run farther each day.
Biohacking.
I took day 7 off to rest, physically and mentally preparing for the long upcoming tracks through the Mojave Desert. Stay tuned as I run across America with no map for manhood.